We are just a few miles from the famous gun-making region of St Etienne in the town of St Bonnet-le-Château, where the Chapuis brand was created in the 1930s. It has become well known for its elegant double rifles, typically used for dangerous game, the second shot just in case there's still a rapidly advancing buffalo. They are now popular closer to home, used for driven game in Europe and in particular for wild boar. Roy has been dreaming of a double rifle for years and has finally saved enough of his pennies to buy an over and under. But there's the added bonus of a factory visit.
It's something that I've always wanted to do. Driven pig shooting is something that I'm really interested in. I've been across many countries chasing piggies, and I've always tried to do it with a bolt action rifle, but I'd like to try and do it in the traditional art and use a double rifle for it.
Roy, welcoming Roy is David Thompson from York Guns, who imports Chapuis into the UK, and Vincent Chapuis, the company chief executive officer and grandson of the gunsmith who created the mark. These double rifles start at about £5,000 and the shotguns are around 3.5. They are handmade and built to your specification. After some shadow boxing in the shop, we start our tour. First, we see the solid ingots of French steel transformed into something more recognisable.
The machine we've got here then, is that you're doing the four ends and the start of the actions?
And we also do the action as well.
Right.
This is, for instance, the action of the over and under of your sim.
So this is one of the start of the rounded shotgun action?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the basic of the action.
Right. How many processes would it be to start from a bare piece of steel to?
Well, the complete process to get from the solid block to the final receiver, it's roughly takes about 4 hours to
4 hours of solid building.
Correct.
As well as the traditional machinery, the company has invested in new technology
That's the latest machine we got onto the factory with the 5-axis.
Right.
It's a step-by-step process. Very soon the machinery is left behind and the craftsmen start honing, polishing and creating a thing of beauty.
Because of the hand polishing of the receiver, we have to do a very close and tight fitting of the wood,
right.
And this is done by hand, which is the next step you will see.
That special walnut needed for the stock and forend is what gets people excited. All Chapuis wood is bought from Turkey and cut from the root of ancient trees into blanks. These root balls are enormous and the search for quality wood is a difficult one.
So this is the blank we're using. It just we're only works together with walnut,
right.
High quality walnut, as you can see.
That's it. The bit that turns most men's knees to jelly, isn't it? So,
yeah.
Yeah,
Lots of contrast, nice figure, and well, all those blank. We spend a lot of time, a lot of travel to collect them. We select them piece by piece.
Really?
We travel far away on the eastern side, like in Far East Turkey.
Right.
And well, it's very difficult to struggle to get to the level where you get good quality walnuts.
And what's so good about the Turkish walnut? I mean, is it just the patterning that you get?
Well, it's because the Turkish walnut has a really nice contrast with deep black color,
right.
Together with the honey, yellow honey, that gives the great contrast everybody wants to see on a nice looking stock.
Once the basic template is cut from the blank, it is shaped in a workshop in St Etienne before being returned and placed on these shelves depending on grades. Up to 6-star, then to exhibition.
Just to give you an idea, we have a classic 2-star walnut in here, and compared to an exhibition grade walnut, which is the one you have down there. So let me show you the difference. Here is what it will look like while finished in terms of contrast and quality. And if you put them together, this gives you an idea of the range.
You can probably tell Roy is nuts about walnut.
Yeah, you can't help but admire a little bit of wood like that. That is just absolutely gorgeous.
We start to see the rifle taking shape. But what about marrying those barrels? They need to come together in perfect harmony. First they are aligned, and then they are soldered together.
So this is the silver brass process where we do the fitting of the two barrels together with the pots that you've seen before. And you see, well, we go up to pretty much 700 degrees Celsius, and the whole process to get complete takes about 2 minutes.
Right.
The rib is then added and the barrels are inseparable, or are they? Actually, the position of the barrels is not set in stone, more of that in a minute. Now, the Brits have a long tradition of driven feathered game, but not driven big game. However, the popularity of hunting on the continent means the double rifle is having a new lease of life, especially at this price.
The prices are so reasonable. They start from less than you get a factory rifle from one of the bigger brands, which is, you get what you're given, you don't get any option. This is something that they can afford, and they can have their own input into this rifle, their own measurements, their own engraving, and it's a more personal thing, for a price that wasn't before available. Wouldn't really be a realistic price bracket. Now they can afford something that is a custom rifle.
And it's not only the Chapuis rifles. David thinks there's a market for the shotguns too.
People are not afraid to go for something different these days. They want something that is a bit more unique to them, and they can pick their own wood, they can pick their own engraving, they can have their own dog engraved on the gun. It's more of a personal thing now. You can go and pick your own timber, and wood is the biggest seller of a gun, and Chapuis have some fantastic blanks on offer, and people like to come and pick their own wood. It makes it more their rifle.
Time to descend into the depths and the underground range. Here's the clever bit, because one of the most frequent questions about this style of gun is how accurate can it be with a bullet delivered from two different sources. Here, every rifle is tested and tweaked until the barrels deliver a 1.5-inch group at 50 metres with open sights. For those of you who like to see your bullet holes touching, this rifle is designed and built for close-range speed shooting. If work needs to be done, the barrels are reheated and realigned in one or two planes.
And to readjust the barrel, we hit the barrel in this area, from here to there, to be able to remove a little bit the soldering to get it soft, and to move the wedge in or out.
So if you're pulling the wedge out, it's going in.
Correct.
Closer.
Yeah.
Once the gun is shooting well, the groupings accompany the rifle to the customer. But before then, it needs yet more work, like the 10 sauna sessions it needs for bluing, and anti-corrosion treatment which gives the metalwork that lovely finish. We're getting close to seeing the end product, but there are all those touches to give a gun its character, such as the engraving. At Chapuis you can choose laser or hand engraving and choose your own design. The engraving is a real skill which can take months to complete. The laser does the job in no time, but if you know your onions, you'll be able to tell. Back to the stock, which is buffed and polished within an inch of its life, and the true beauty of the wood is seen for the first time. But these guns are not for looking at, they are for shooting with, and they're proving very popular with the boar hunters.
That gun has really sell like crazy, because that's so fun to be able to shoot two fast shots that give you the key of the success to hit the big boar.
For a clean shot, you need to get a good grip. The checkering is another skillful job. Roy has a stab, but no apprenticeship is forthcoming. As he is starting to fiddle with stuff, it's probably best to get him out of the factory and into the shop to look at his brand spanking new Chapuis rifle.
So now let's go to serious thing, Roy.
The moment I've been looking forward to.
Here is the gun.
Absolutely wonderful. Thank you very much. That is a beautiful piece of work. Absolutely stunning.
Great walnut. I'm sure you will love it.
That was gorgeous. And what grade is this?
That's a grade 4.
That's a grade 4.
Yeah.
Superb. I can't wait to get out there and go and terrorise some piggies with it.
He is a very happy man.
You happy boy?
I am a happy boy, very happy boy. I've wanted a double rifle for a very long time, and it's finally come true.
It's a beautiful gun, but it's not going to be gathering dust waiting for boar. Chances are a fox might be getting both barrels once it arrives in the post in time for Christmas. For more information about Chapuis guns, go to www.chapuisarms.com. And if you fancy getting your hands on this elegant design, please contact York Guns, www.yorkguns.com.